You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, welcome to I Am Refocused Radio. We are here once again, and man, we have a true honor talking to Tyler Labine. It is amazing talking to you, sir, this morning. I want to say, how you doing, sir?
I'm good, man. Thank you very much. How you doing?
Doing awesome, man. I mean, we know who you are. You playing the amazing show, New Amsterdam on NBC. You are playing the Dr. Iggy. He's funny, he's smart, and just tell us, what can we expect in the season 4?
Yeah, well, we had quite a bumpy place where we left everything off with, a lot of things falling apart at the hospital. Dr. Fuentes, the new medical director, coming in and just wreaking havoc on the hospital, and Max and Helen leaving for London, and, Malvo telling Reynolds that she's pregnant, and, there was just a lot. There's Laura Bloom and Layla breaking up. Like we kind of left people in a really tumultuous spot. So coming back into the second half of season 4, I'd like to say it's going to get smoother, but that wouldn't be our show. That's not our style, man. We want to rake people over the coals a little more. And there's a lot to put back together, but before we get to that place, there's going to be a lot of bumps in the road. So we've got, Iggy, who has kind of barely escaped some personal crisis himself, putting his marriage back together, and his seeing patients for the first time at the request of Dr. Fuentes. She's now coming after his program in general. She's cutting costs left, right, and center, and she actually cuts one of his most prevalent programs, which is employing his patients within the hospital. She just cuts it. So there's a lot going on there that he's got to deal with, and a little tiny revolution. A little group of doctors kind of start gathering in back rooms and deciding that they're going to take matters into their own hands. So they've gone rogue within a rogue system, which is going to be pretty fun to watch, I think. So.
And returning this Tuesday, Journey 4th new episode. It airs 10 p.m. Eastern Time. How excited you are to continue to work with people like David Foster, who's one of the writers and also a real doctor in life.
Oh man, I love that you brought up David Foster. David, like, I love our entire writing staff. They're so great, man, and they have so many great stories to tell and so much personal input there. David Schulner, our showrunner, is a playwright and hires a lot of playwrights himself, to staff a TV show, which is like really unique. Foster is a doctor. I don't know a ton of doctors that made the leap to writing for a TV show, a major network TV show, let alone a medical show. So he's got a lot to offer, and personally, I think David has one of the most unique writing voices on our show. His dialogue is so smooth and fun to say, and he's also one of the only or the earliest writers on the show who started to kind of ask me questions about my life personally. And that's what helped result in the whole storyline for season 3 for Iggy, with his disordered eating and body shaming at the hands of his father. And all that stuff is my life. That's personal. And he sat down with me early on and was like, hey, man, I noticed that you're having quite a reaction to some of this stuff we're putting in here about Iggy's eating. Like, do you have a story you want to tell there? And I told him my story with that. And then Sean Cassidy jumped on board, and then Schulner, and all of them were like, we're going to make that. Do you mind if we take your personal story and make it like an arc for the season? And I owe a lot of that to Foster. It was terrifying for me, but he gave me the gift of catharsis, and let me put something very personal that I'd never really talked about on Front Street for this show. So David Foster is a very special guy to me. So I'm glad you brought him up.
And this show, we know, is based on real actual cases, real things. How much of that is an impact, and also being able to have close contact with professionals who can help coach y'all and make sure y'all know the terminology, because y'all sound brilliant on the show. So how cool is that?
Well, look, a lot of that is the writing. They've done their research, but yeah, we have consultants on the show. Iggy doesn't really have many, because I'm not dealing with a lot of the crazy, terminology that they deal with, or any of the, like Jocko in the OR has a lot of coaching, so he makes sure that he knows what he's doing with the scalpel and all the machines. And I don't really deal with that much, because Iggy is really dealing with mental health So what I've had to do is really just kind of put together my own idea of how to portray someone who really listens and helps you feel seen. Because I think that's what everybody really wants, right? I mean, you're talking about health care in general, but mental health, like mainly, the thing that everyone really wants is to just feel seen and heard, right? So yeah, we have consultations and we have doctors that are on set to tell us how to pronounce things a lot, but it's the writing. I always got to come back to the writing. Those guys, they research and come up with very, very hard-hitting and close to home topics and storylines that then it's our job to interpret, but if you got good source material, you have nowhere but up to go. So I really always have to give just all credit to the writers on the show. They're just so good. They're our main consults.
Once again, it's a true honor talking to the one and only Tyler Labine. He plays Dr. Iggy. You can watch New Amsterdam on NBC. It is the best show right now for you to watch. I just want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule joining us today, sir.
Oh, it's my pleasure, man. Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
Same to you. Thank you, sir.
I Am Refocused Radio is brought to you by 404 Star and Holy Crab. 404 Star is a family-owned Asian restaurant in San Antonio, Texas. We have been a local favorite for Asian cuisine for over 10 years. With nothing but full smiles and fast service, you'll be leaving satisfied. Come on in for some authentic Vietnamese food. Holy Crab is one-of-a-kind Cajun Creole-style seafood restaurant located in Universal City, Texas. We offer traditional seafood items as well as chicken and steak. We also offer seafood boils. Come give us a try. You won't be disappointed. You can find these two eateries in Universal City, Texas at 2921 Pat Booker Road.